Welcome back to the History Dossier. Today we are opening a file so dark that the pages are literally stained with blood. Many of you have heard the playground legends of Bloody Mary, but history hides a monster far worse than any ghost story. I am talking about Countess Elizabeth Báthory, the most prolific female serial killer in recorded human history. They say vanity is a sin, but for the Countess, vanity was a reason to slaughter over 600 innocent girls. Let us step back into the 16th century, to the dark, freezing halls of Csejte Castle. What was found in her dungeons will haunt you forever. It was the winter of 1610 when King Matthias ordered me to investigate the whispers. The peasants were terrified. For years, young girls from the surrounding villages had been disappearing into the massive iron gates of Csejte Castle. The Countess promised their families that she would teach the girls courtly etiquette. She promised them gold. She promised them a better life. But none of those girls ever returned. When my men and I finally breached the castle walls, the smell hit us first. It was the heavy, metallic stench of death. The grand halls were decorated with immense wealth, but beneath our feet, in the dungeons, pure evil was waiting. We descended into the darkness. The horrors we found defy logic and humanity. Elizabeth was not just killing, she was enjoying it. We found cages suspended from the freezing ceilings. We found instruments of unimaginable torture, covered in dried rust and dark stains. The survivors we pulled from the cells were starved, frozen, and broken. They told us stories of the Countess's uncontrollable rage. If a servant made a simple mistake, like pulling her hair while brushing it, the punishment was brutal. But the torture wasn't just for anger. No, it was for a deeply twisted obsession. The Countess was terrified of growing old. The local legend says it started with a slap. A young servant girl made a mistake, and Elizabeth struck her so hard that the girl's blood splashed onto the Countess's hand. When Elizabeth wiped the blood away, she believed that patch of skin looked younger, softer, brighter. From that moment, the slaughter began. We found the infamous chamber. In the center of the stone room sat a large, ornate bathtub. It was not filled with water. The stone floor was completely stained dark red. She truly believed that bathing in the essence of youth would grant her immortality. Over 600 victims, drained, discarded, all for the illusion of eternal beauty. The evidence was undeniable, but because she was of noble blood,
Elizabeth Báthory could not be executed. Instead, the royal guards locked her inside her own castle. They bricked up the doors and windows of her bedchamber, leaving only a small slit for food and air. The Blood Countess spent the last 4 years of her life trapped in complete darkness, completely alone with her madness and the ghosts of her victims. She died in 1614, but her terrifying legacy birthed the modern vampire myth. True evil doesn't hide under the bed. Sometimes it wears a crown. Until next time, keep your eyes open.